All right, so having first discussed our why and beginning the process of developing our mantra, we now turn to look at goals. And we looked at goals in 4 parts: as actionable, something that I'm going to do; as having left and right boundaries, so I'm going to write a book, and I'm going to write my book on the topic of spiritual development, and I'm going to write it in the next 60 days, and I'm going to do so by writing 1 chapter every 10 days. So 6 chapters and 4 chapters, the intro and the conclusion. All right? So I want something actionable, something with left-right boundaries, something that has a time limit, and something that's going to stretch myself. Okay? So, now, with your goals, clearly identify what you're going to go and strive to accomplish here in the final quarter of the year. It is now time to begin to work on my time. Alright? So we've already discussed my big 3 for the week, and then my daily big 3. So, go ahead and turn over the piece of paper that I gave you. Apologies for the quality of the copy. Alright? But what it's intended for you to do is have what you see in the top left corner should be your ideal week. Is it gone? Did that get marked off?
It got
okay. Alright, so what we're looking at here is this is supposed to be your ideal week. So it starts at 05 in the morning, so 5 a.m. in the morning, and it goes until 9 o'clock at night. Alright, in half-hour increments, 05 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, in half-hour increments, Monday through Sunday. Okay? Now remember last week, when we talked, or last Tuesday that we discussed time, we talked about making sure we had time for our big 3, right? Making sure we had time for our recreational activities, right? Because we know we need to rest, we know we need to recover, all right? And we want to make sure that we're mandatorily getting as much quadrant 2, networking, strategy building, future planning into our plan as possible in order for us to be able to avoid having to spend all our time in quadrant 1 with those fires, and definitely avoid the time thieves for quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. Okay? So, my week. What are the most important things that you need to fill out? Okay? Whatever time you wake up, now I get it. Some of you don't go to bed at 9 p.m., right? You like 9 p.m., all right, to 5 a.m. I mean, this is like a whole 3 hours of my day. Okay? But this is your ideal week. And this means you get 8 hours of sleep. All right? Now, that is important. Okay? If you are focusing, if you are working, if you are producing, if you are changing people's lives, if you're impacting your community, if you're leading your group successfully, if you're constantly pouring out, you need rest. Right?
Yes.
You need that. You need time to rest. You need time to recover. You need time to give yourself a break mentally. You need time to process all of that stuff. So that's why this 8 hours is built in, for you to get some sleep. Okay? So, accept it. Alright? It is what it is. Now, my wife doesn't have an issue with it. She just doesn't believe in being in the bed this early. She's like, we're in the bed this early? Oh my God, I'm so old. It is what it is. Right? We're just old. It is what it is. Right, let's go to bed. Alright?
So wrong.
And as you can see, it's an early start. Alright? It's an early start. 05 is pretty early. Okay? You don't have to start your day at 05. Alright? But nonetheless, you want to be productive. For a lot of people, being productive happens first thing in the morning. Now you may say, it never happens to me first thing in the morning, but if you don't go to bed till 05, yes, of course, it's going to be a struggle for you to get up early. Okay? But if you go to bed early, alright, your mind's got time to think, reflect, refresh, and when you wake up early in the morning, you're ready to get it. The beauty of it is, everything else is quiet and still. Your house is asleep. Probably, maybe your spouse is asleep. All right? You have time to get to the things that you need to do. Some quiet time alone with yourself. Okay, now I'm not going to tell you how to build your ideal week. I'm not going to tell you how to build your ideal week. Why? I don't know your vision. I don't know your why. I don't know your goals. But you do. And so what I want you to do now, final exercise of the night, is take 5 minutes, and I just want you to fill out Monday. I just want you to fill out Monday. From start to finish. Now if you really like, look now, I just can't go to bed that early. Or get up that early. Modify it accordingly. Okay? But we're talking about your ideal week. This is the week when everything lines up. This is the week that you're working towards. This is the week when you're in control of your time. Put it on paper so you can see what it's like. Okay? I'm going to give you 5 minutes. I'm not even going to turn off the TV or the video. Alright? Go ahead and knock it out. And then we'll finish up.
What is it? Okay, wait.
and applause. Okay. How many people found it hard to fill that out? Okay. What were some of the struggles?
Organizing my thoughts.
Okay. So just getting to the idea of applying like my vision and my goals to my week.
Yes, like just putting it down on paper because I have it all in my brain, but it's all scattered.
Mhm.
So it's going to actually lining it up.
Okay.
Figuring it out.
Okay.
And for me, it was putting it down so that I made sure I was covering the things that I said were my goals. Making sure that I put those things in there in appropriate time. And then just trying to realistically think about, so I got stuck down right in the beginning. Okay, so I'll do whatever my prayer Bible study, blah, blah, blah. I said now, I gave myself on this paper an hour to work out and shower. That like never happens. Okay, like I like really just do 35 minutes to work out.
Okay.
That's all I do because my doctor said 4 days a week, 30 minutes. Your age, you're good. I'm good with that in my mindset. Okay, so. I noticed that so then I did my workout and now I'm walking around. Okay, I'm getting some water. I don't hardly ever go like straight into the shower because now I'm sweating and then, that time passes where I'm trying to cool down, whatever, and that's going over into my time. Then I look up now, I'm hurried, I got a shower, I didn't have no breakfast, it's 8 o'clock, when I wanted to be really there at 7 o'clock. Showered, worked out, showered. So I found myself saying, were my times realistic? Like I should be able to do that, or maybe I shouldn't be able to do that. And just try to just think, is it realistic? But I knew where I wanted to go to get the things that I had said were my goals in there. Just trying to see. And then when I kind of put it down too, it was like I had more time than I usually have. It's just so, it was like I had more time. I'm just like, okay, why my whole day be filled up and I know I don't never get this much stuff done.
Right.
So
it's like something has to be missing.
Right. Something is really going on that don't go on this paper. It's just like you ever did your finances and your money looked good on the paper,
right.
But at the end of the month you say, or end of the week you say, it looks like I should have XXX left.
Right.
But at the end of the month, I don't be having XXX.
Right.
That's how it's kind of like, it looks like I should have some serious good time. I got cooking time in here, and lunch time in here, and rest time in here, and church work in here. I'm like, where did I go at? But this again is my ideal week.
Right.
So I console myself with that.
And let me just pause there before I get some more comments. It is your ideal week, but it is also realistic if you use it as your guide.
And if you're disciplined too.
And if you're disciplined. So it's the same thing with the budget, right? Or the same thing with my financial numbers. I do that so that I'm aware of what I should have. But when I'm initially beginning that whole process of maintaining accountability of my money, I have to track all the stuff that I'm letting steal my time. So one of the things that we suggest when it comes to finances, right, is that you carry around a pad or something, and then you write down everything every time you swipe that card. And then at the end of it, you look back and you realize, so my budget told me I should have $300. I only have $100, but my pad tells me that I spent $200 on candy. Right? And then you realize that's the problem right there. So the same thing can be done. Once you have went through and done your ideal week all the way through, and you look at this and you see to yourself, hold on now, I should have time. The next step is to do exactly that. Track what your actual days look like. What is the actual things that I do with my day? So I have built this time. This is where the time of reflection at the end of the day comes in. So if at the end of the day, I stop and I say, so this was my plan, which if you don't have that written out, you have no place to reflect back to. You'll just be like, man, this was a really crazy day. Oh, here's another day of me not being effective. But if you have your plan written out and you say, I was supposed to get this stuff done. And then now you can go back and say, you know what? It took me 20 minutes to take that shower, and it was only supposed to take me 10. The reason it took me 20 minutes to get there was because it took me an additional 10 minutes to do this. So, do I either change my time going forward for the next week? Don't make the change midweek. Make the change for the next week, or do I stay? Let me see what happens on Tuesday and Wednesday as I become more cognizant of it. And so by Friday, you should then have a better idea of whether Monday was a one-time fluke or if that's something that's going to happen every day and you need to adjust your time accordingly. And then you look and you say, you know what? I was sitting there, but then I got that phone call. And that phone call threw me off. And then you think about that phone call. Well, did I really need to take it? This is the number one question. Did I really need to take it? Was it more important than what you had set aside? But then number two, did I need to stay on it for that long? Because some phone calls we got to take. But I don't have to stay on there just talking. I'll be like, hey, how are you? Yep, actually no, this is not a good time because I was actually kind of busy. But I just wanted to see if it was anything important. It's not? Okay, so I'm going to call you back. And then you get back to what you were supposed to do. Right? Because we got to go. We got a mission. We got to focus. I got a mantra. So when and then when the thoughts start, well, man, what are they going to think about you? Make disciples. Make disciples. Find them out. Whatever your mantra is, to overcome that negative thought that's going to come your way to say, well, you need to be on the phone with that person. Because you might not need to be on the phone with that person. But you really need to do what you built your plan out to accomplish. Does that make sense? Okay? So, it's supposed to be difficult because you're not used to it. And you're not comfortable with it. And we're reshaping our mind. We're changing, we're sculpting ourselves so that we can take ownership of our time, so that we can be effective leaders. But it takes work. And these are the actionable step-by-steps. Okay, what other issues y'all have with putting it on paper?
I mean, I just realized I have too much time to learn. My paper is supposed to be blank.
When you say too much time, like in a day, for the number of stuff that you're supposed to be doing?
Okay, so it's funny because I feel like I don't have enough time in the day, but now putting it on the paper, I'm like, okay, I have way too much time in the day.
I have a lot of time on here.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
So then it makes me think, like, what have I been doing?
Right.
Like,
Right.
how is this possible? I think there's like an error on this time sheet. I got too much time on here.
25 hours and not
Right.
Right, exactly. No, not quite. You know, when it, again, and we can do money because money and time are both resources. We all make a significant amount of money over the course of our life. Rich people know what they did with their money. Poor people don't. Like just at the end of the day, they're aware of where their money goes. They're aware of putting their money to the things they need to do. They're aware of saying no. Think about it just for a moment. People have to make a decision, a yes or no, to decide if they're going to invest, right? To decide if they're going to save, to decide if they're going to look to their future. So they say no to a new car. They say no to new clothes. They say no to a snack or something that they might really want to eat in order to say yes to what their goal is, to what they really want. Buying a house, getting a down payment, X, Y, Z. Well, the same thing is for us with our time. But we're so used to not hearing that it's a new concept. But it's really the same rules that apply. I have to say no to something. A phone call, to social media, to sports, to something, so that I can say yes to what's really important. Myself, my vision, my why, my mantra, my goal, my purpose, my passion. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So we just working through it though. This is good stuff. Let's just work through it. Alright, what else? Anybody else want to share what it was about it that made it hard for them? And so I'll share for myself. Because mine is I've been trying to do this for like 2 weeks. And so much of what it was with me was one, getting to a real why. Because without a real why, I couldn't figure out what was most important for me to put my time to. But then, as I really began looking at it, the idea of it being ideal started throwing me off. Like, what is it that I really want to do? And again, I thought I was good enough to be like, oh, I'm not going to prioritize this, I'm going to prioritize this. And I was like, well, if I give this amount of time to one, I got to give this amount of time to another. Or if I do this, I got to do that. And then all the different responsibilities. So just trying to balance all of it together was what was throwing me. But I did manage to get in there that I'm going to do my prayer and devotionals, and then I'm going to work out, and I'm going to do hygiene, and I'm going to do Bible study and prayer. And everything else is blank. So, don't feel bad. My whole point of sharing is don't feel bad if this is something you struggle with, and you work with, and you work through. It's a journey. Okay? And the fact that you're working through it is going to enable you to help others as they go through it. So that when they come in and they're like, I really was trying to get here on time, but see what had happened was, or I know you said that the project deadline was this, but you don't know, I just don't have enough time. You're going to be like, oh, really? You know what? I'll see you tomorrow. We'll put you down for 30 minutes of some time management training. You and me, we're going to sit down, and we're going to discuss your why, we're going to discuss your goals, we're going to discuss your ideal week. And then from there, you're going to see you really do have more time than you think. It's just a matter of you disciplining yourself. Okay?
And I found myself wishing that I had like all morning hours. You know, when I'm at my most productive, just give me the morning. And then the afternoon, just leave me alone. You know, but that don't work.
One trick that they offer in that whole sphere of time management is take a nap. The idea being, you build it in your week. I bet you got time. The idea being, when you wake up, right? When you wake up from your nap, it's kind of like starting your morning all over again. You get that boost, that refreshing. That, and more importantly, it gives your mind time to work on the ideas that you need to generate to come up with new insights based on what you've learned. So a lot of stuff that I do is preparation. It's preparation. Not for stuff that I actively know I need to solve, but for stuff that I don't know I need to solve. And so because I'm just taking in stuff, then what it does is it allows backdoor connections to be made. And so the back of my mind is always making connections. So then when a problem arises, I'm like, I think I read actually about this. And you know what? That, plus the work of the Holy Spirit, flashlights. Okay? So just for that specific issue, think about taking a nap. I highly recommend a nap, especially if you're not going to get 8 hours of sleep at night. I highly recommend a nap. I'm a big nap person myself. Very grouchy when I don't just get my nap. But it is what it is. So I just encourage you with that. It is your why that will drive you to say no to the time thieves. It really is. When your why just begins to really take hold, when you begin to see, and listen, it will work on your behalf. All right? So at first it's uncomfortable because you're like, oh, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I'm missing this. But as you really begin to learn and do and fulfill the passion that's inside of you and realize the purpose that you're here, and now you're comfortable with turning the social media stuff that you really thought you were going to miss into an avenue for you to connect with people and impact their lives. Because again, we're developing leaders. And leaders lead, and they have to impact, and they have to connect with. Now, all the things we talked about, right? Leaders connect, doing the hard work, connecting and stuff like that. When do you think you have time for that? When you prioritize it. When it's a part of your why. So, build this in to your why. Build your why in to your goals. Build your goals in to your weekly big three. Build your weekly big three into your daily big three. And watch you begin to take ownership of your time. So that you're managing your time instead of your time managing you. Okay? Any final comments? Final comments, final thoughts?
This is a good challenge. I mean, I'm gonna try it because I think if I try it and I might be amazed. I feel like I will because if this is accurate, I do have a lot of time. So I'm gonna try it and see. Yeah, I'm gonna evaluate myself at the end of the week and be like,
Right.
Who knew?
And remember to evaluate yourself at the end of every day. So what you want to do is you want to look at what you had planned for the day and then see whether or not you accomplished it.
Okay.
And so again, remember, we don't do Time Management Tuesday again until next month. So you got 4 weeks to kind of look at your schedule and look at your time and see how effective you're being with your time. And then after the first week, you can make adjustments the second week and see if that works. Sometimes we sometimes we overestimate what we can accomplish. And so when we do that, we build a whole bunch of stuff into our schedule, and then we'll get nothing accomplished.
Right.
All right, so you'll play with it until you get the proper balance that you're looking for, and you find yourself being effective. But you know you're effective when you put that time towards accomplishing your why, because you begin to see the impact and the change. Internally, self-confident, internally well-rested, internally not as frustrated, internally successful, and then externally, it'll begin to shape your world around you. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's do it. Let's accept the challenge, and let's go forth to greatness. Okay? All right, that's everything I got. I appreciate y'all. Y'all were awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Great insight tonight. So thank you all for being here. We'll close with a word of prayer, and then you all will be dismissed. Let's pray. Father, we just thank you for the day. We thank you for watching over us and keeping us. We thank you for all that you do in this place. We thank you for just revealing to us that we can be great time managers. That our time doesn't have to manage us, but that in those 24 hours, 7 days a week, 12 months, 365 days, 52 weeks, God, you've given us enough time to accomplish what you've called us to do. So we thank you for teaching us the tricks. We rebuke the hand of the enemy that will come against us, trying to steal our time, trying to be a thief, coming in the middle of the night. We are on the watch for him, and we're going to shoot him dead if he comes our way. Yes. So we thank you for just taking control of our time. Yes. We appreciate all that you do in our life. Give us safe travel mercies until we come together again. Be with those who are be here, and bless every person who's listening to this or watching this online. May they continue to grow to be what you call them to do. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. Amen. All right. Amen. Yeah. Is that your way of saying you want to wear the robe? I'm not sure what's going on right now. Okay.